would say Rubiel, if you beat Behrooz, I'll give you $20,000.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 3 days out physique update of the conqueror William Bonac. Surprisingly posting a shot, which is arguably his weakest, and it is a guarantee that William Bonac is gonna lose this pose to all the other top 3 guys here at this show, his abs and thigh pose. Because Nathan, Behrooz and Rubiel, they all have a better VTaper than William Bonac. But still the man is brave enough to pose this, highlighting the level of conditioning he is bringing to the stage at this event. So for a guy who is at the tail end of his career, him winning this show in Dubai, as well as $100,000 in prize money, that would be the best reward for him. So if William Bonac had won in Portugal against Nathan Can as well, a very solid argument could have been made for him winning this year's Dubai Pro as well. But he lost to Nathan Can because Nathan was able to come in with a tighter midsection, and Nathan had overall more width, more size than William Bonac. And that was enough to convince the judges to give him the win there, as well as his Olympia qualification. So William at this point, he doesn't have a lot of options, because the thing is he isn't gonna win the symmetry round against any of the other top guys. Every guy on that stage that is potentially fighting for the title, he's bigger than him, he's wider than him. So one advantage that William Bonac has over all these other guys is that he has that insane density and unreal muscle maturity. He has that old man muscle quality. And on the basis of that, he was able to beat Behrooz Tabani in Spain. So Stefan himself has arrived in Kuwait, and is making sure that Nathan Can and William Bonac, they once again peak at their very best for this show. So Nathan himself knows that this is gonna be one of the toughest lineup he's going up against, especially with the likes of Behrooz Tabani, whom he has never beaten before. So he's gonna try to be at his very best in 3 days' time. So Nathan is a guy who gets better and better as he approaches the show day, and he already is looking really hot and really dry, and he still has 3 more days to get even more shredded. So Nathan's team has to make a very calculated decision about who is the guy they're chasing here. They cannot bring him to full, like they did against Behrooz Tabani in Italy, because despite him being harder and more separated than Behrooz, especially in some areas like his legs, the judges gave Behrooz a clear-cut win over Nathan Can, as Behrooz has better symmetry, as well as better statics than Nathan. Now on the flip side, he cannot come in too shredded either, especially at the expense of size, because there is another guy in there who is gonna be the biggest X factor and the biggest surprise here in Dubai, and that is Rubiel Mosquera, aka Naxila. The thing is, Rubiel is just gonna outmuscle everyone in that lineup, no matter what, because the guy is just so damn huge. Plus, Chris Cormier has built him up like crazy, that he's gonna win this show, and he has built up a lot of hype around him. Plus, I kinda agree with Chris. There is no exaggeration in this fact that the side shorts of Rubiel Mosquera, they are gonna be best in this lineup. I mean, he was able to beat a guy like Samson Dauda in the side shorts, and that was at his pro debut in Prague. That is how dominating his side shorts are. And one more thing, Nathan has competed against Rubiel Mosquera once, and that was last year at Prague, where Rubiel was actually able to beat him. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Rubiel shock the bodybuilding world here and win this show, and also earn his Olympia qualification?
Was it $100,000 on the line? $100,000 for that dude?
If I was Chris, for that alone, I would be in his ass every day.
In his ass. You better get all the way.
So
I would say Rubiel, if you beat Behrooz, I'll give you $20,000.
That part.
hey, how about 50? It is 50.
That part.
I give you 50,000.
Next up, we have an update of Behrooz Tabani. But first, let's take a look at this wholesome moment. I'm pretty sure that Milos and Behrooz have been working together since 2021, but this is the first time they're meeting each other, and Milos himself is in Dubai, so he will be making sure that Behrooz brings his all-time best to the stage, this time in Dubai Pro. So ever since Milos and Behrooz started working together, there hasn't been one show, there hasn't been a single time when Behrooz was off in terms of conditioning. And this is the biggest he has ever looked. Now, if you guys have watched the latest episode of the Minutes podcast, then you must know it got really heated between Milos and Chris Cormier, as both of them are rooting for their guys. And it's understandable, as both are really passionate about bodybuilding. So Behrouz's aim is to focus more on his conditioning and highlighting his shape and aesthetics, because it is very clear in Milos's mind as well that Behrouz's biggest competition here in Dubai, that is gonna be Rubiel Mosquera and not Nathan or William Bonac. I mean, the scorecards in Italy speaks for themselves. Behrooz was able to beat Nathan with perfect scores. So hopefully them chasing that crisp conditioning, that will not affect his legs. Because he just cannot afford to come in with downsized legs, especially with a guy like Rubiel Mosquera, who has the biggest legs in the game right now. Ellie Edward is another guy who is worth mentioning here. He's gonna be making his men's open debut in 2 days' time, and there is some hype behind him. So he's relatively a new guy in the sport. He earned his pro status in 2022, and he has competed in the 212 division. So just by looking at his front double, that really gives you an idea why he is being talked about so much, especially on the Instagram. He has those big quads, small waist, and big arms as well, so creating perfect symmetry and aesthetics. So looking back at some of his posing from 2.5 weeks ago, where he also posted the back shots, he had pretty solid condition back then. But in the lineup of veterans, and one freak of nature, Rubiel Mosquera, who is also new in the sport, I think he's gonna have a hard time standing out in the first call-out, especially if he gets the chance. But still, I have to say, great potential for the future. The 3 days out physique updates of Angel Calderon gives us a perfect picture why this guy is top 3 in the world in the 212. So this isn't even the final package, as he is still gonna be sucking down to make 212 pounds. So as soon as he gets some carbs in, he's gonna change a lot. So him dropping back down to 212 pounds, that would have been really tough, because this is the same guy who competed at this year's New York Pro in the men's open bodybuilding, and he was in a superb shape for that show as well. But the thing is, he was expecting to place much higher, but the judges placed him 8th. So it was a tough lineup for a 212 guy, considering that he doesn't have the genetics like Derek or Keon Pearson, where they can create an illusion of looking so much bigger than they actually are. So Angel has been top 10 Olympian for years now, and his consistency with the look that he brings every single time to the Olympia stage, that makes him the favorite to win this show as well. Another guy who's gonna have a lot of hype behind him going into this year's Dubai Pro 4212 division, that is Nihat Kaya, the 21 years old freak of nature, who is getting a lot of attention, and I have to say rightfully so. We have never seen this level of sharpness and maturity at such an early age in decades now. The last time we saw someone like him, that was Lee Priest. So it is really unbelievable that he has no apparent weaknesses. So I think he's gonna be a real force, especially in a few years. But even here in Dubai Pro, I think he is definitely gonna be in the mix. But do let me know what you guys think. Can he cause an upset here? Can he beat a guy like Angel Calderon and Naseer Sayed? So talking about Naseer Sayed, I think him versus Angel Calderon, that is most probably gonna be the top 2. These guys are most probably gonna fight for the title here in Dubai. But Nihat Kaya can also be in the mix. So Naseer also has that old man muscle maturity that Angel Calderon has, and is coming off a fresh win that happened in Portugal. So looking forward to this Dubai Pro event, as this is gonna be an awesome show overall. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.